Hey there folks, and welcome back to Star Citizen. There has been an update over the past weekend. The main things that they have done are in the dogfighting module, which we'll take a look at, but that's not the point of this particular episode. The point of this particular episode is to take a look at the Aegis Dynamics Gladius. And right here I have it parked next to my happy little fighter penguin spaceship over there, the Avenger, which is another one of their spaceships that they make. And we're going to take a look at the Gladius. Right now we're just in the Southland hangar. One of my favorite hangars. Very nice. I just like the aesthetic of it. Anyways, this ship fits pretty well. The surroundings make it look right at home. So what is the Gladius? It's a short-range fighter, just like the Hornet. However, there are some stark differences between this ship and the Hornet. One of the main differences is that, as far as we know, this is the only variant so far, and it cannot hold any freight units, so that's something that you need to take note of. This is a purely dogfighting ship. You're probably going to mostly see it, I'm guessing, in the Squadron 42 campaign. I'm sure some people are going to fly this in Star Citizen, but mostly as a fighter, because that's just about all you can do at the moment with it. It is 20 meters long, 16 meters wide, and it is 5 meters tall, so it's a fairly long and wide ship. Well, maybe not. I mean, as far as small ships go, it's long and wide. It's not that tall, but one thing it is not heavy. It is only 16,000 kilos. I know that may sound like a lot, but compared to the Super Hornet, it is about 8,000 kilos less than the Super Hornet. So it could potentially be more maneuverable. We don't know yet because it's not in the Arena Commander quite yet. One thing that we are going to take a look at now is we're going to take a look at the engine. It has 2 TR2 thrusters, whereas the Hornet, I believe, it has 1 TR4 thruster, so I don't know, do the math. It might equal out. It might not, but you also have to take into account that this ship is almost like 50% lighter than the... is almost 50% lighter than the Hornet, so there's that. Also, the thrusters, it has 8 TR1 maneuvering thrusters, whereas the Hornet has 8 TR2 maneuvering thrusters, so we'll also have to take that into account. We're not sure how that'll actually work out. I'm guessing it'll be just as maneuverable, if not a little bit more maneuverable than the Hornet. However, it is not as well armed. It only has 1 TR2 gun right here. This looks like it's the same exact gun that you get on the Avenger over there. We'll take a look at the Avenger. You have 2 TR1s. Those are the Bulldog repeaters on the end over there, and you have 2. See, it looks like the same gun. And you have 2 TR3s. So essentially it has the same armament loadout as the Avenger, except the Avenger is probably, well, we know the Avenger is a lot less maneuverable, it's more heavy, and the shields, well, they're about the same. The shields for this are just slightly weaker. I believe it's a class 4 power shield, whereas the Hornet is a class 5. I might be mistaken on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. I know that the shields are 1 unit weaker than the Hornet, but it is a lighter fighter craft. And let's get on in. Let's actually just take a look around. So we have the 2 engines, kind of reminiscent of, almost looks like a MiG with the ways the engines are at an angle. And then you have some sort of pod down here, probably engine thrust or something. Or not engine, but what does it actually say? Oh, fuel. So that's the fuel tank down there. It must be a long-range fuel tank. And then you have your thrusters. There's one. There's another one. I'm sure they're going to be on the other side of the ship. It has nice blue lighting. Also has some orange flight lights. Make sure missile is deactivated before moving. Yeah, that would be a smart idea. Keep clear of loading mechanism. Here's the landing gear, their actual feet. So you can't really take off on a runway of sorts. It's more of a vertical takeoff and landing, whereas I believe the Avenger has wheels on it, so you can taxi it around, whereas you might not be able to taxi around this ship. And here are your Class 3 missiles, or at least where they're stored. So you'll be able to, there's one class 3 mount right here, one class 3 mount on the other side. And as you can see, I already got into it, the canopy is up. And there's a cool little animation whenever you get in. It says, don't step on the little winglets there, that's bad. So, get on in. We'll show you the visibility from inside the cockpit. I actually like this cockpit a little bit more than I like the Hornet cockpit, because in my particular opinion, you have a little bit better visibility. There's no spars in the way at all. You have this nice heads-up display right here. And you have pretty good side visibility, fantastic upward visibility, good forward-facing visibility, and even pretty good downward-facing visibility, which the Hornet does not have very good downward-facing visibility. In fact, this visibility is probably on par with the Avenger, which is another great ship when it comes to how you can see out of the cockpit. And I can't wait until they actually add this in-game. I know they probably have to add damage states, as well as making sure that everything flies well before they can get it into the Arena Commander, but I hope they do that soon because this ship is pretty awesome looking. And if you see this video on the day that I'm releasing this, you can still get this ship with lifetime insurance on the RSI website. It probably won't be on there for long, so snatch it up while they're still there. That is, if you want it. Otherwise, you can get this you can probably get this ship in-game for absolutely no monetary cost to yourself if you're willing to work for it a little bit, so there's also that. And I really do like this design. It's very reminiscent of the Retaliator, which isn't in the game yet, but we've seen concept art from it. It looks very cool. It looks very reminiscent of that. And you can certainly tell it's made by the same manufacturer that made the Avenger over there. It has the same type bubble canopy, has got that same nose-mounted turret. And the engines, although different, there are 2 of them, and they're mounted in like a jet fighter type fashion, and they still have those blue lights. Well, actually, I suppose there's only one big engine back here. Anyhow, well, that has been the Aegis Dynamics Gladius. I'm going to be doing another episode where we take a look at both the new things that they've done to the dogfighting module, or Arena Commander, whatever you want to call it, and we're also going to take a look at the Redeemer, which is the gunship that was added, or that was created by the Next Great Starship game show. So we'll take a look at that in another video. So thank you folks for watching. That'll be it for this episode, and I will see you folks next time.